Hi everyone, welcome back to another gameplay of BDD6. Now before continuing with the updated chimps series, I wanted to spend a couple of weeks showing you some tutorials to help you with the starts and then the best strategies in the current patch to beat different game modes. Now in the past I've done half cash, impoppable and chimps, and now with the updated strategy I'm just doing chimps, but I receive a lot of comments of people asking me to do again half cash, or what is the best strategy to go with half cash, or sometimes in ABR, so alternate bloon rounds, or sometimes is double HP Moabs, sometimes is Apocalypse. Yeah, I think those three things are the ones that people ask the most, because and also impoppable, yeah, also impoppable. So other game modes other than chimps where people, when players may struggle, and so I decided to do these videos. So I'm gonna start this series that are gonna be pretty much tutorials where I can show you the best starts and then the best strategies to beat the other game modes. So I'm gonna start this first video showing you how to beat half cash, and then I'm gonna just cover like ABR, then I'm gonna cover also I think Apocalypse, and then impoppable. I think I'm gonna do those three, maybe another game mode, but just those 3 or 4. So talking about half cash and well, overall about this series, I'm gonna just turn monkey knowledge off, just for the purposes of explaining like the best starts and the best strategy without even counting monkey knowledge. But of course, if you have it and you use it, that's gonna help you more. So whatever amount of monkey knowledge you may have, I'm pretty sure that using it is gonna help and it's gonna be better than just not using it. But just for the purposes of this video to be a tutorial, I'm gonna switch it off. And now half cash, the first thing is heroes. Which are the best heroes that you can use to beat half cash? And the only hero I really recommend to use is Obin. There are other good options like Gwen, Quincy, or Pat, but I think the best one is Obin. Obin is still the strongest hero, especially because of his brown balls and wall cheese, and his passive is gonna make magic monkeys stronger, and the totem is gonna slow down Bloons. It's just a lot of utility, and I think he's really the hero that you wanna go with, especially if you wanna try to beat half cash. And now here talking about the starts, I'm gonna now go into logs. Yeah, I'm gonna just use logs as an example, because this map has both water and land. Now it's very important that when you are starting half cash, you can see that the map, if the map has water or does not have water, because that can really change a lot your overall strategy. Now you can see that with half cash we start with exactly half cash, and if you don't have monkey knowledge, and if you don't have the monkey knowledge point, it's gonna add an extra 200 cash to your beginning amount of cash. You can start only with 3 towers, actually just 2, because the glue gunner will not even damage the balloons. So that monkey or tag shooter, so there aren't really a lot of options. And now here in this case, this map is quite easy, is logs, but remember that in every game mode other than chimps, you can sell your towers. If you lose, you can use continues. If you have monkey knowledge on, that is gonna help you more. You can use powers. You can lay down like raw spikes, or you can use other powers. You can use insta monkeys. So there are many different ways how you can approach a gameplay, and a lot of things that can help you more than just the strategy. So when you're trying to place, the only that monkey that you're gonna be able to start half crash if you're not using monkey knowledge is in the best position possible. So try to place that monkey in a position where it's gonna damage the balloons for the longest, and is gonna be able to cover like the largest portion of the map, but still being able to target the largest amount of balloons. So in this case, I think this spot or the other one also make work. They can be pretty good. Sometimes changing the monkey to strong or last other than first can also help you pop a little bit more balloons. But yeah, the important thing is like choosing the best spot possible for the that monkey. Now another very important thing is that on half crash you have 100 lives, and you can very much perfectly lose some. You don't need to complete half crash with full amount of lives, because the only goal of the game is that you can survive with even one life around 80. Now here, for example, in this map, because there is water, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna place a sub and I'm gonna exploit the water. Now if there wouldn't be any water here, what I would do is I would just try to keep on surviving with this that monkey, probably placing another one. The best thing is like having two that monkeys at least at the same time. And then another thing that I always recommend to do is whenever you see that you can sell both that monkeys and you can have enough cash to place Obin, to do so. Because the sooner you can place Obin, the sooner he's gonna start leveling up, and the better it's gonna be. So this is just the start. I think that monkey, then placing another that monkey, sometimes placing even a triple that monkey for certain maps can be helpful. But remember then to sell them and to place Obin. For example, here in this round, I could already have sold them both, and I could have placed Obin. No, like right here. And Obin is just a lot better than even like 3 or 4 that monkeys. And so it's always better like to sell those that monkeys. It's true that you're gonna lose cash in the process, but it's just better. And Obin is gonna start leveling up, and you're gonna have them rumbles, and yeah, it just works. So for the start, I think the most important thing is trying to pop as many balloons as possible, so losing as little lives as possible, and then placing Obin as fast as possible. Now instead talking about strategies, I'm gonna just go here into the challenge editor. So this is just logs again, but on half cash, and the only thing that's different is that I have just more cash. So here I'm gonna do 200,000 because it's gonna be halved. Everything is exactly the same, and you can see I still have monkey knowledge off, but everything is like otherwise it's in default. Going with Obin, and so imagine here we're back at the point where Obin was up here. You had sold both the monkeys. In case it's a map without water, placing more that monkeys. If there is water in the map, I strongly recommend like placing a sub. Then afterwards you sell the monkeys. You don't sell the sub, you sell the monkeys, and then you place Obin, and then you can like upgrade the sub. Anyway, once you have Obin, the other tower that you really want to place as fast as possible is the ninja, because Obin and the ninja, this combo is very powerful. Obin can pop lab balloons, but cannot detect camo balloons and cannot pop purple balloons. The ninja instead has camo detection, can pop purple balloons, but can't pop lead balloons. And so these two towers, just like this, they compensate each other's weaknesses. So and on top of that, the ninja is a magic monkey, so it's gonna exploit Obin's passive at level 2 and then at level 11 the extra pierce. And then after you place the ninja, just recommend like upgrading the ninja, because remember, you can pop every single balloon type other than Camo Lad Bloons with this combo. And Camo Lad Bloons normally are in round 59, so there is a long way to go until then, and you can definitely have some other towers for that time. And so just upgrading the Ninja 301, in certain maps it may be good to place an early Alchemist and buffing the Ninja with it, but normally just recommend going straight up for a 401 Ninja. And then you can place the Alchemist to buff, of course, the Ninja with the Mexodip first, then with the Brew, and then with the stronger Brew. Then, of course, at a certain point in the game, depending on how you're doing, you're gonna be placing a village, just a single one with most of your towers, if possibly every tower in range of it, giving first attack speed, and then depending on the round and depending on if you really need your other towers to have camo detection. But definitely for round 59, I always recommend like having at least the village 2-0 always. And then from this point on, depending on the map, depending on the difficulty, and depending on how are you surviving, there are many different strategies. So these are your 4 core towers: Obin, Ninja, Alchemist, and Village. Then, as I said, you can use other towers. So depending on how you're doing on the map itself, if there is water or not, you can go with subs instead of going with the Ninja. If there is water in the map, you can very simply just get 2 subs, 203 or 202 is pretty much the same. The Alchemist in this case would buff the 2 subs, so you may need to place like the Alchemist closer to the water. But the overall concept is the same. So you have these 2 subs that are going to do the work for the Ninja. They are better than the Ninja because they have global range, so you just need like a couple of towers and some range, and you can attack every portion of the map. But definitely like Obin, Village, and Alchemist are always towers that you're gonna have in your core. Then here, as I said, if your map has no water, so you have instead a Ninja. Very simply, a tower that I always recommend to get is a 302 Boomerang. You're gonna have lead popping power, you're gonna do a ricochet effect, so you're gonna be damaging group Bloons. That's always a good thing. Then another tower that, depending on the times, can be quite strong is a 204 bomb with the recursive cluster, also very helpful. Sometimes around 63 may be a problem, and that's why I think like a 402 Boomerang with the village with primary training can really help, and especially for round 63. So that's why I recommend like going with a Boomerang instead of going with a bomb. And yeah, of course, if you want the Boomerang to be buffed by the Alchemist, you want to place it in a position where the Alchemist will buff it, so it's gonna buff like the Ninja, and then it's gonna buff the Boomerang. So of course, just play with that. And then for the very last stages of the game, you can always go with a glue gunner, a 0-3 or 0-1-3 better if you want to save a little bit more of cash. So 0-1-3, so to slow down mob class Bloons, and then some more presses. It's something that I always recommend, especially if you have already a primary training village. The more primary towers are gonna just be stronger, so it's just the best thing to do. And yeah, mob presses are not really that expensive, and the knockback effect, the extra damage on mobs is gonna just be super good. And now instead, if you want to exploit a little bit more of Obin, you can go with a very cheap 301 wizard. Has a lot of range, it's a magic tower, and yeah, you can also go with that to just exploit a bit more Obin. And then I think that's pretty much it, because once you can place like this amount of towers, round 80 should be almost there. And so yeah, that's it. I don't think using any other tower other than of course like subs in case there is water. It's that helpful because you're gonna end up like using cash on towers that may not be that strong, or you may need to wait too much to get the upgrades. Now another thing that depending on the map, depending on how are you doing, can always help you is place 1 or 2 farms. Just 2-0-0 or 2-2-0 actually, yeah, 2-2-0, and you can get more cash from them as you are destroying the balloons, and also in receiving more cash that may allow you to place more towers and to get more upgrades. So exactly like it happens for every other game mode. In half cash, of course, the amount of bananas, the amount of cash to get from bananas is halved, but everything else is halved. So it's, if you place banana farms, it's pretty much as you are placing them in a normal game. And yeah, especially just 2-0-0, I think it's just the best thing because it's very cheap. You don't gonna spend a lot of cash on them, and you're gonna be gaining some more. Now, in order to have a profit from them, so like the cost of placing it and upgrading it, I recommend placing them between round 40 and round like 49. If you place them afterwards, like round 55, 60, you may not be able to get back all the cash that you spent on them. So yeah, that may just be a waste of cash at the end of the day. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is just showing you very quickly a possible strategy with many different towers, how you can use to beat half cash. Now of course this is something that is just general. For the harder maps you're gonna need to adapt the strategy. Unfortunately that's how it works, and especially from the advanced maps on, you can see here Peninsula just has a lot of water and not a lot of ground, so you need to place like more subs at the beginning. Maybe you lose a little bit more of lives, and yeah, like normally from the advanced maps on is where you need to start changing things up. But the strategy as I showed you should really help, and you can still apply the same concept even to these advanced maps. So like trying to place Obin as fast as possible, and then knowing like try to get a village, and then knowing like the rounds, know that you need that popping power, you need calm detention, you need to be able to clean up rope balloons and ceramics. You need to think about round 63, and yeah, you just need to adapt from then, and I think you're gonna be fine. And remember, you can always, if you lose, you can always use a continue, you can use monkey knowledge, you can use powers. So yeah, it's definitely a game mode that even if you screw up, you can still use a continue that can save you up. So, and yeah, that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first tutorial video, and see ya. Bye bye.